God is in this place, in this very room. The divine presence, which is loving and wise, peaceful and powerful, fills our hearts and minds and fills our room and fills all of the world. And wherever anyone is in the world who is tuned in with us today is deeply welcomed, greatly appreciated. And so as we come together in a consciousness of infinite possibility, we rest gladly in the realization that Spirit is alive within us all, has brought us together sweetly and powerfully. And this is the day the Lord hath made, and we rejoice and are glad in it. And this is how we begin, understanding that Spirit within us is alive and well, and that all things are working together for the good. We are so grateful to be together, and we accept this truth wholeheartedly with thanksgiving and gratitude and confidence as we release this word of truth through the perfect law of mind. And I invite you to join me in affirming, and so it is. Good morning, good afternoon. Well, we began a little differently today, didn't we? And that is because we don't have music today except for the voices here, because when the time comes that we're going to sing, we are going to be an a cappella choir. So welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. We are lifting our Ray in prayer, who is working on allowing his beautiful back to become comfortable and strong again so that he can be with us before long. And we join together as a family, whether we're here in person as you beloveds are, or whether you're listening to us out there, because we're all together. We're an extended family, certainly is what we are. And as a matter of fact, being family, we love and support each other no matter what may be going on. Just yesterday, a few of us attended Payson Burt's mother's beautiful memorial service, and it was so wonderful to get to know this woman, beautiful woman, better by hearing the wonderful stories. And today we're holding Diane Wilson in our hearts, whose brother has just left the planet. And we are holding everybody in our hearts because that's what we do in a spiritual community. And we're so grateful for the opportunity to be there for each other, because here we have beautiful spiritual tools that we use for personal and global transformation. And we are always, aren't we always, in the process of transformation personally and as a community and globally as well. So when things come along that we didn't expect and we didn't like, but they did come along, we go to our source. And our source is God. And we go to one another because we are each individualizations, emanations of that divine life. And so we hold each other, and we laugh together, and we cry together. And that's what a community is. Thank you for being my community, our community. Today will be a Mike and Maxine show because we are, oh, thank you, Trish. We are in the process of enjoying a beautiful, icy cold, still snow frozen on the ground kind of day. And a lot of people are away, and you are here, thank you. And you are coming to us from wherever, thank you. And the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living is a community that does teach the science of mind. And these principles came about through our beloved founder, Ernest Holmes, over 100 years ago. And we still employ them we still find that they are meaningful, that they are valuable. And we are also part of the global community, Centers for Spiritual Living, which is still headquartered in Colorado. And we have, as you know, we have centers all over the world. Thank God for that. And they're growing. And we appreciate that practitioners and ministers continue to grow and blossom and be a part of our wonderful organization. And in our beloved greater organization, we have, mission and purpose and vision. Mission and purpose and vision. And so what in the world is our mission anyway? To provide spiritual growth and global transformation. And what is our purpose? To awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And what's our vision? A world that works for everyone. A world that works for all. That's a doable vision. That is something that we are already making a difference in. And even though it may not always show up fully yet, we're making progress. It's transformational, and one by one, day by day, year by year, we're making that progress. And like Nehemiah said in the Bible, I'm doing a great work, and I will not come down. So we continue to do our beloved work. And here in the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, what is our purpose statement? Living, loving, laughing, spirituality that works. Thank you. Now, we're going to bring our best voices to bear, and we've got some good ones here. Edie has the words up here for us. We're going to do the Karen Drucker song, I Start My Day with Love. Okay, up if you wish. Up if you wish. Okay. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, 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 peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, 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 joy. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. Love, 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 love. You got it. Thank you. Good job. It's the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living a cappella choir. All right. We have some announcements, and Mrs. Linda Moose is going to handle those for us. They're right there if you want them as well. Mm-hmm.
Hello, everybody, and happy Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, I'm a little late today. I stopped for the important coffee since Mr. Payson isn't here today. So, our first event is Monday night, February 9th, Nibbles and New Thought. It'll be at Anthony's Italian Restaurant on King Road in Malvern, 6:15 to 8:15. Come for fun discussion and good food, and just register so we make sure we have enough space at the restaurant. Our game night for February is February 24th at the Inspiration Cafe in Paoli, 6:30 to 8:30. No need to bring anything but yourself. We have a good time and lots of laughs for sure. And our discovery classes are going to be happening March 1st, March 8th on Zoom, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is an informational, say that twice, informational and inspirational gathering for anybody who's interested in learning more about our teaching, our center, and it is a requirement for membership here. So please sign up, because there's a packet of information that you'll get in ahead of time. So, as always, www.cslphilly.org to register for anything. And we're very grateful today that Jerry Gord sponsored the whole month of February in memory of his dear sister-in-law, Cassie, Georgiana's beloved sister, and of course, Jerry's greatest fan. Thank you. Have a great day.
Whoops. Now, if I could have, well, let's do this. Let's do this thing, because we usually do it before the announcements, huh?
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad you're here. This is Mila. Mila is our most best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Mila, what's coming up next weekend, like maybe on February 14th, which will be Saturday? What is
Valentine's
that?
Day.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I knew it was something important. How are you going to celebrate?
I'll be at the aquarium.
At the aquarium?
Yeah.
Loving the fish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tell us more about what happens at the aquarium on Valentine's Day.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been.
Oh, what do you expect?
I don't know.
But it's going to be special.
Very.
Oh, will there be divers?
I don't know. Who knows?
She is a woman who just lives in the present. And that's a good lesson for all of us. Well, how do you like usually to celebrate Valentine's Day? Do you do special things for your mom, or is she for you? Or do you hide Valentines? Do you share them with your classmates? What do you kids do these days?
My mom always gets these heart pieces of paper and writes different things on them and put them on my bathroom wall. Or door, I should say.
Oh, what kind of things does she write?
You're sweet, you're kind, you're funny, you're a goofball, you're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you share with her?
I don't know.
I think you'll know on Saturday.
I won't be with her.
Oh, she's not going to the aquarium.
No.
Well, maybe you could start Friday night.
Maybe. I mean, I don't have school that day, so I'll think about it.
I know you will, but don't think too much. Let your heart tell you what you want to do. I know that you and your mom have the most amazing relationship, and you're always sharing love and support with each other. So that's every day. You know what? Tell them we don't have to wait till Valentine's Day to share love.
We don't have to wait until Valentine's Day to share love.
See? And that's what this month is all about, is about love.
Mm-hmm.
And so today we're going to be looking at different ways to think about love and to share love. And I love that you are a very creative person, and you're always coming up with ways to make people happy. And thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I won't see you on Saturday, but happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. That's our girl. You know she got into her college. she got in where she wanted to go. Everybody wants her. Okay, good. All right, well then, it must be meditation time, so will you be the humming chorus? You know, like something from Nabucco or something like that, or not. Just hum inside your heart. As we take together a deep, holy breath of spirit, inviting that divine presence to flow through our hearts and our minds, to move through our physical body temples, to become so present that we become so consciously aware of this love and this wisdom. And as we open our hearts to a greater inflow of the love of pure spirit, we realize that we are all living, moving, and being in the very heart of God itself. And the cosmic heart is infinite. And as we allow ourselves to open to the flow of that presence, that perfect presence, our hearts expand. Our ability to experience and to share unconditional love expands and deepens. And so we rest in the clear awareness that the divine presence loves us, supports us, lifts us to a greater vision. And we are able to behold the presence of divine unconditional love within every person we meet, within every situation. The warmth of divine love enfolds us, and we in turn enfold others in this precious love. It is constant, it is eternal, it is the only thing that is real and lasting. And how grateful we are to remember who we are and to abide in this loving presence, generously sharing it with every sentient being, beholding the beauty within each other, and simply letting the love of pure spirit flow through us all. We rest in this sweet awareness, remembering that it is truer than anything we may have ever believed. And now we relax into this sweet flow, knowing that all is well. All is well. Truly, truly all is well. And now Reverend Mike is on his way up.
I get the pulpit today. I wanted to share something first from The Science of Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes. This is found on page 478 of the Science of Mind textbook. He writes, "Love is the central flame of the universe, nay, the very fire itself. It is written that God is love, and that we are like his love, expressed likeness, the image and eternal being. Love is self-givingness through creation, the impartation of the divine through human. Love is in essence an atmosphere which defies analysis, as does life itself. It is that which is and cannot be explained. It is common to all people, to all animal life, and evident in the response of plants to those who love them. Love reigns supreme over all. The essence of love, while elusive, pervades everything, fires the heart, stimulates the emotions, renews the soul, and proclaims the spirit. Only love knows love, and love only knows love. Words cannot express the depth or meaning. A universal sense alone bears witness to the divine fact. God is love, and love is God. I'm reminded of a verse from Scripture that says, God is love, and he who dwells in love dwells in God, and God in him. And with that realization, let's be still and know with me, if you choose, this one life that is God's life is love. It's more than just a concept. It's the very essence of being, the very essence, the very presence of Spirit expressing as us right now, and expressing in and through all humanity, all creation. It is the force that lifts us. It is the force that brings a new day. It is the force that heals. It is the force that expresses through us greater revelations of peace, truth, and all things good. I'm grateful for our hearts opening today and our minds expanding today to what Dr. Maxine has to share. We are transformed each and every moment that we remember Spirit, God's presence in our lives. We act out of kindness and remember who we are, love. And so it's with a grateful heart I release this word now to the law. I know that it is so already, and so it is. I have an affirmation for today. Together, I am so loved and supported by Spirit that it is natural and easy for me to extend loving kindness to others. Thank you.
When you look that good, you get the pulpit. Okay, so we continue this month of love, the theme being letting love flow. And today, it's about let me count the ways. You know that wonderful poem, how do I love thee, let me count the ways. Well, the quote is from Jeremiah, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. Wow, loved by so great a love, drawn to the heart of God itself, we cannot help but become in the flow of life. Well, when we're open to it, as soon as we're open to it, we're embraced. Now, the Greeks, of course, had many words for love. It's like the Eskimos have a lot of words for snow. We just have one. Brr. So in the ancient Greek, eros was the romantic love. Philios, friendship love. Storge, family love. Agape, divine love. And of course, agape is the basis for all other forms of love. That's where it all starts. So we tend to begin with eros and the philios and the storge and ultimately realize that it all comes from agape, divine love. So when we behold the divine within our loved ones' eyes, when we honor the spirit within our friends, when we celebrate love's presence in our families, then we are allowing that divine love to flow through all of it. Now, let's count the ways divine love loves us. Well, it's a beautiful world filled with wonders. You know, I still get over the moon just driving somewhere in this winter wonderland. And by the way, it will not remain. I want you to know that. And if there are little kids who are wondering if this is ever going to stop, please remind them that it will. But right now, it is so beautiful. And when spring comes, this wonderful, gorgeous world will just be popping out in glory. What a beautiful world that we've been given. We have marvelous bodies filled with health. And we have the ability to restore ourselves to wholeness through this wonderful word that has become a favorite of many of us, homeostasis. Homeostasis, which is the wonderful way that infinite intelligence brings us back to our wholeness, especially when we're not interfering with it. We'd be living very comfortably, joyfully, healthfully more of the time, I believe, when we realize that the divine, intelligent activity within us is the activity of God. And that's our natural way of being, and we don't want to throw up any roadblocks to it. We've been given these marvelous body temples. Let's enjoy them, care for them, take good care of them. They're filled with health and radiance. We've been given brilliant minds filled with intelligence. The infinite intelligence of this universe is given lovingly by the divine all the time. Well, then we get to determine how we're going to use it, right? Are we training our minds to plant only those healthy seeds that will come up as beautiful experiences in our lives? Or are we possibly giving way to some of those subconscious patterns that are filled with fear or a sense of separation? Oh, we have brilliant minds filled with intelligence. Let's use them intelligently. That would be a loving thing to do. And we are given these tender, powerful feelings. Don't we love our emotional nature? Especially when we keep it in balance, so that we are focusing more on love and joy and peace and all the things we sang about in our opening song today. These are powerful feelings, and they are filled with love to the degree that we invite that love to move through them, of course. We have been given the gift of opulence. This is an abundant universe. There are generous gifts that are constantly being given. And we get to learn how to receive those loving gifts in whatever form they may be, including in the form of finances, relationships, wholeness, creativity. But this is an abundant universe. And the only thing that keeps any of us from a full-blown experience of joyful prosperity is whatever internal beliefs we've not yet discovered, weeded out, transformed. But it's not that the universe isn't giving to us constantly. That's another form of divine love. Well, wouldn't it be wonderful if we all awakened to that and increased our level of acceptance and became more generous receivers? We have been given the ability to adore, really adore the divine that's within us and within all of us in this precious offering that is constant. And we have been given a dependable law of cause and effect. So we go back to using the intelligence that is innately ours, intelligently and lovingly, and for great purposes. We have so much power within us. What a great loving gift. That's God's Valentine to us all the time. Let's try to imagine this never-ending love of the divine. Now, we're seeing it in different areas and expressions in the world. Even now, today, right this minute, the Buddhist monks are walking for peace. Walking for peace. Thousands of miles from Texas to Washington, D.C., where they're going to be sometime Tuesday. Let's all get a bus and go down there, shall we? Just welcome them with flowers. What a beautiful thing. Last week I spoke about how I feel they are like the warm current in the Pacific Ocean, which is so very cold, that in the midst of this icy winter and the terrible challenges going on, that they simply stand in their truth. They walk for love. They walk for peace. They remind us of this beautiful warm current that's flowing through it all. They are so inspirational. They share loving kindness wherever they go, and they are met with loving kindness. There was one instance that I did see where in a small town, I think in Georgia, they were met by a few angry people. They weren't Christian. They said they were, but they couldn't have been. And what was beautiful about that, as they were, especially one man was yelling at them, saying, "You're walking to hell." The monk said, "So we walk to hell." And he did not react. He simply engaged him in love to the best of his ability. And that was another beautiful lesson for us to see, that no matter what may be coming toward us, if we will not react on that level, but so deeply come into our center of love, that something good will come out of that. And we speak our truth, because at the end of the discussion, this gentle monk said to this angry, angry man something about how we respect all religions, we respect yours. So now, let's all walk our path. And he said to the man, "Walk on, walk on." I'm learning so much. You know, we read in John, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son." And yet Meister Eckhart, the great Catholic mystic, said, no, begotten only of the Father. In other words, he was explaining to us how we are all the sons and daughters of God. Oh, yes, Jesus was not an exception. He was the greatest example. And how grateful we are for his beautiful teachings of love. And we follow those teachings to the very best of our ability, remembering that each one of us was begotten of the one source. Not the only begotten, but begotten only of the one source. A little different perspective, huh? We're all one in and of the Christ, the Buddha nature, the Atman, the Adone presence. We are all begotten of spirit, deeply loved by the divine, partaking in this divine nature. It's time that we all realized what we're made of. We're made of love. That is an attribute of God, which is also an attribute of each one of us. Let's come back to our real nature. Eknatheswaran, a wonderful, wonderful spiritual soul. I got to know him and his community very well when I was going to school in Berkeley. And we would have satsang together, and some of us would go out to his lectures and meditation times in a church, a United Church of Christ, I think it was, in Petaluma, California. And it was such a beautiful experience. And Iswaran spoke about using our mind, training our mind, this great intellect. And he was one of the brightest people ever. He was a scholar. He taught in Indian universities as well as at UC Berkeley when he came to California in the 60s and taught these crazy drugged out kids how to meditate. And then established this beautiful Blue Mountain Center because he had come from the Blue Mountains in India. So the Blue Mountain Center is still going on. He passed a few years ago. And yet it continues doing its mighty work. And they practice passage meditation, where they focus on learning and memorizing inspirational passages from many different faith traditions. And Iswaran himself was Hindu, but he loved the compassionate Buddha. He loved Christ Jesus. He loved all of the faith traditions and drew from their inspiration. And his favorite verse to teach the students to memorize was always the prayer of St. Francis, so that we could become instruments of peace and instruments of love by clearing out those weeds within the subconscious mind and transforming them. Because he said, there are scientists who say, well, this human nature is really an animal nature, and we'll always be at war with each other because that's just part of our nature. And Iswaran said, no. He said, we have commonality with the animals, but then we have something else. We have the power of choice. We have an infinite wisdom within us, a great intelligence to use, but we must train our minds. And until we train our minds to ferret out, if you will, those negative patterns that aren't serving us and are not loving, but create conflict and chaos and judgment and condemnation, until we find them through meditation, through a willingness to do our work, our inner work. Until we do that, we're not going to be those instruments of peace, and we won't be those instruments of love. So he had everyone begin, and then in the passage meditation, the words are spoken silently within, very slowly, so that they can go deep into the subconscious mind and do the cleansing and do the revealing. I'm always ready to have revealed to me what needs to come up for healing and transformation. That's what we do in meditation, in spiritual mind treatment. Make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life. What a wonderful way for us to be willing to have pure spirit cleanse and clarify so that we are those instruments of love, that we are those instruments of peace. So our ascent from the material to the spiritual is constant. Sometimes, well, most of the time it's intermittent, but we're still in the process of our spiritual evolution. And we support each other in that spiritual evolution as well. So yes, it's usually incremental. And sometimes there's an instant breakthrough. And isn't that wonderful? We're all going to be having these wonderful teachers and prophets and avatars who come and remind us of the universal truths, the main one being of divine love, unconditional love. And so we're lit up by the light that they bring, and it lights up our own lights so that we can become a warming, inspiring, lifting agent for each other. The townspeople responding to the monks. Have you been watching this? How delicious this is. Flowers, gifts, monks putting bracelets on people, holding the babies, blessing the people in their wheelchairs. They have no agenda. They're bringing love. They're bringing peace. They're bringing loving kindness. They're reminding us of how good we really are. And don't you think we might be needing that reminder? Tears, healing, proof of the possibility of peace. So many ways we can count that we are loved. Now, let's start counting the ways each of us can love. I think one of the most important ways that we can find a very good, essential, effective way to love is to listen. First of all, remember, we have 2 ears. We tend to hear in duality. We tend to say, well, this one's good, that one's not good, when we're looking at a situation or a person. This is when we get to listen with the ear of the heart that hears in unity. When my mother was in her 90s, I took her out she was living in Northern California near me at that time. I took her out to hear Sri Eswan Iswaran at the church in Petaluma, where he would go every Tuesday night. And so I introduced them before they began, and my mother said to him, I'm hard of hearing, and so I'd like to sit closely so I can hear what you have to say. And he took her hand and he said, Irene, the heart is never hard of hearing, and set us on the front row. And she loved it. I want to be an instrument of peace. I desire to be an instrument of love. Meditation is one of the ways that Reverend Mike and I begin every morning. We do our spiritual readings, practices, and meditate. I want to open up enough every single day in these practices that I can continue the job, and it's a job I have signed up for, and there's great pay. Believe me, it pays very well. I want to continue the job of cleansing, of becoming aware of what needs to be transformed, and being willing to transform it so that I can allow pure spirit to flow through me. Isn't that something that we all want to do? We can. I'm an instrument of peace. Will you say that with me? I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of love. I'm an instrument of love. And we continue finding the ways, all the ways that we can count and beyond, that we can be those instruments of peace, that we can be those instruments of love. This is not news to you. You've been doing it for a long time. Let's keep this beautiful work going. Let's become those shining instruments that just can't help but lift and nurture and cohese, bring people together by listening with the ear of the heart and seeing, beholding with the eye of the heart. There's so many ways. Let's figure out some more, okay? Let me know all the ways that you discover to love and to bring peace. I can hardly wait to hear it. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Wow, thank you. Well, we'll probably be out of here by 14 minutes. This is the time of our offertory. Oh, what a great opportunity it is for me. Hopefully you feel the same way, to celebrate and to share this divine abundance, this wonderful way that God shows love for us, this beautiful, prospering universe. And so, however you choose to give, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you because it increases your own prosperity. And thank you because it continues the growth and the health and the well-being of our beloved community. So if you give in a different way than I do, just bless the plate like this when it comes around, and that will help it to multiply. All right, let us say our affirmation together, shall we? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered. And so it is. Thank you.
You guys sing us a song now?
Oh, what song would you like me to sing?
No, you have a nice voice.
Okay. Okay. What do I know about? Oh, when we were little, when we were in Los Angeles before we moved to Redondo Beach, and we went to the Unity Church in Los Angeles before we went to Redondo Beach when I was almost 10. Well, I was told, because my older brother was 6 years older and my other older brother was 4 years older, so I wasn't there yet. But when they were first going to the Unity Church, they would bring the children in for a song. They'd let the children pick a song before they went into their classrooms. And my brother Bert, when he was probably 6 years old, raised his hand because he wanted to have a special song. And so Dr. Ernest Wilson asked him, well, what would you like us to sing? And he said, Pennies from Heaven. So that's what we'll sing now. Okay, ready? Da 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 da. Pennies from heaven. Da 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 da. Dollars from heaven. Okay, there you go. All right, and so we bless these beautiful times, these wonderful outpourings of love and abundance and prosperity for all, individually, collectively, and it grows and our church thrives. So does our center, for they're the one and the same, and so it is.
So it is.
Okay, thanks all for being here today. I really love being with you in any kind of weather. And I'm going to bless us out, and then we're going to get the a cappella choir together again, and we're going to sing the Daniel Nahmod song, Love is My Decision, because you're so good at it. Okay. And so, we give thanks for the love that inspires and impels us to share of that divine essence with everything and everyone we meet this day and every day. And oh, how beautifully it multiplies in our lives. And so it is. Okay, if you want to stand up, and we'll just sing. Okay. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, love will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to learn how to live. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, Lord will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can carry my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Oh, I love the tambourine choir. Let's do that more. Thank you all. Let's go have some hospitality time. Thanks for being with us.